Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling, home of the National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Soley.
Hey, well, thank you so very, very much, and welcome once again to Continental Championship Wrestling. You know, we told you last week, of course, that the NWA World Heavyweight Champion would be here to wrestle and defend his title here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Well, guess what? He will not be here. And you heard me correctly. He will not be here. A situation has arisen. I want to bring in Ron Fuller, the Tennessee stud, because I just have a feeling that after you hear these comments from the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, you may have a deeper understanding as to why he is not here and why I have asked the Tennessee stud to join me. So right now, Mr. Fuller.
I don't understand my being out here, Soley. I got no business. This has got something to do with Ric Flair and the Bullet. Why am I out here?
Well, I'll explain that to you in just a moment, sir. All I want you to do is look at this monitor right here as we listen to the explanation from the world champion, Ric Flair.
It would appear as though I've had the last laugh. That's right, Armstrong. I proved to myself beyond a shadow of a doubt that you were the Bullet, and there's no way that Ric Flair has to wrestle Bob Armstrong. There's no way Ric Flair has to wrestle the Bullet. You're not going to trick me into coming to this part of the country. You've had your last shot at the world title. Ric Flair was a no-show because he knew the Bullet was Bob Armstrong. And by the way, Bobby, thanks for the $20,000. Woo!
Well, I think that pretty well sums it up as to why the world champion is not here for this hour of Continental.
I don't understand. That's got nothing to do with me whatsoever. That's Ric Flair's choice, and he can make that choice as world champion of just who he wants to face to defend his title again. It's got nothing to do with me, and I don't understand why I'm out here.
Well, I'll tell you why, Mr. Fuller. It has been determined by Continental Championship Wrestling that a suitable opponent be found for this program for the Bullet, inasmuch as...
Stop right there. That's fine. I'll put any man in my stable on this program tonight against the Bullet. Any man in the stable. You pick him. You pick him. Let these people pick him. I don't care.
Well, all right.
You pick one.
All right, hold it just a second. Let me tell you, the gentleman, and you just heard the man say it himself, pick any man you want out of my stable. Guess who Continental Championship Wrestling picked?
Which one?
You.
No! I'm not in any shape to wrestle. I don't have my stuff here. I'm not in shape. I haven't been wrestling. They can't make me compete. I didn't have anything to do with Flair not wrestling the Bullet.
Just a moment, Mr. Fuller.
I'm not in shape, Gordon Soley. You can't do this.
Just a moment, Mr. Fuller. This past weekend, I happened to be in St. Martin, and I watched you wrestle. The following night, you were in St. Thomas, and you competed. You are in condition to wrestle. When you got off the airplane today, you had all your gear with you. You will wrestle tonight.
I will not. You can't make me do this. Neither can Continental Wrestling. Nobody can make me do this, Tony. I don't have to compete on this program. I've got men to compete, and I do not have to compete.
You have a choice, sir. You either compete against the Bullet on Continental Championship Wrestling during this hour, or frankly, sir, you are suspended.
Oh, I got you.
Well, that's the way it's going to be.
I can't believe this, Soley. You can't make me do this.
Well, if you don't think so, sir, this will be the last time we'll see you here. I have a feeling, ladies and gentlemen, that we will be seeing the Tennessee stud against the Bullet a little bit later on. He has one match in which to get himself ready. Wrestling returns to Pensacola City Auditorium Sunday night. Match time is 8 p.m. It's a night of champions. The Southeastern Tag Team Championship, Tommy and Johnny Rich against Robert Fuller and the mystery partner. Southeastern title, Norvell Austin against the exotic Adrian Street. $25,000 bounty match, the Bullet against Boomer H. Lynch. Alabama title match, Roberto Soto against the Nightmare. U.S. Junior title, Tim Horner against Nightmare 2, plus one other match. Hey, let's talk about wrestling tomorrow night in Pensacola. You and a mystery partner.
That's right. I do have a mystery partner. Before I get into it, I want to say how elated I am to be standing here against a quality gentleman. Gordon, I don't mean you. I mean this man standing over here under the mask, Mr. Wrestling #2. Man, if you know anything about wrestling, you know this is one of the best right here. Now, as far as these rich boys go and their tag championships, and my mystery partner, I will remain a mystery with this partner. I'm not going to
assume that you just introduced him, so...
I've introduced one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Maybe
assuming so much,
wrestler of all time. But the point is, I'm throwing the riches a little curve right there, as if they're not curved around enough, you know what I mean? Oh, wow. And I'm bringing in my
Let's listen and see what the riches have to say right now.
Tomorrow night.
Pensacola, Florida. Johnny and Tommy, victory sweet, but it was cut short. You know, Robert Fuller, you won the Continental title. Now you want a shot at the tag titles. You got your mystery man. We've seen Wrestling 2 out there with you. We know that the Fullers have hired him, put him in their stall. Well, bring yourself to Pensacola, whether it be Wrestling 2. It don't matter. You bring your mystery partner. P-Cola, somebody say something about fired up, because it's going to be crazy time tomorrow night.
Okay, don't forget, it will be Robert Fuller with a mystery partner. Of course, Wrestling 2 is right here, so who knows what's going to happen tomorrow night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this tremendous main event, one fall with television time remaining. First of all, making his way to ringside at 229 pounds. The music will tell the story. Would you welcome the Bullet? And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent making his way to ring, 6'9", 279 pounds from Tennessee. Here is the mastermind himself, the Tennessee Stud. Your referee, Roy George, one fall, television time remaining on this unusual match.
Tennessee Stud, who has some kind of reason, you know what, at the beginning of the program. Look at this. The Bullet behind him catches the Stud. And the Bullet catches him once again, and the Stud rolls into the ring. And the Bullet is right on top of him. The Bullet catches him again. The Stud's never gotten out of his robe. The Bullet catches him again. And so the Tennessee Stud, in a world of hurt, the Bullet has things very much under control. Well, the Tennessee Stud said he wasn't in shape to wrestle. I watched him wrestle this weekend, unbeknownst to him, although he knows it now. And he's got some problems. The Bullet catches him again. The Stud fires back. The Stud catches the Bullet with an elbow. Let me tell you, 279 pounds, 6'9". He's big, bad, and mean. So the Stud, as the Bullet staggered, catches him with a high knee lift, puts him to the canvas. And the Stud now trying to get the plaudits of the crowd. The Bullet coming up rather slowly. The Tennessee Stud, high vertical suplex. The Bullet in trouble. The stud ripping across the eyes of the Bullet. Bullet catches him coming in, catches him once again. The Bullet chopped into the chest of the Tennessee Stud. And so the Tennessee Stud, who had no thought of wrestling this week on Continental Championship Wrestling, is suddenly very much in the thick of things. He's been staggered. He's dropped to the canvas. And so the Bullet very much in control. So the head of the stable, the head of the family, seems destined for defeat here. The Bullet on him confident. Reversal by the Stud. The Bullet into that turn by. The Bullet catches that foot. Puts the Stud back to the canvas. He's going for that figure four. He's got the figure four. He's got it on him. He has got it on him. So the Tennessee Stud facing excruciating pain as the Bullet puts the figure four leg lock. The Stud trying to escape from it. The Bullet has it on him. No question about that. The Tennessee Stud in a world of trouble now. Wait a second. Wait a second. That looks like Robert Fuller. That is. Robert Fuller trying to rip the mask off the Bullet. The Bullet trapped in that figure four, and it is Robert Fuller trying to, let's see if we can't get a look at that. Wait a second. Hey! That's Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong in there. The Bullet back on his feet. He catches a Tennessee Stud. He almost had that mask off. You got Brad Armstrong in there now. A four-way melee going on here. The Tennessee Stud and the Bullet. Robert Fuller and Brad Armstrong. He's got the sleeper. Brad Armstrong has the sleeper on Robert Fuller. And it's the Bullet going after that figure four leg lock again. The Bullet has the figure four. Brad Armstrong has the sleeper. And it is all but over for the Tennessee Stud and Robert Fuller. Wait a minute, who's this? That's gorgeous Jimmy Golden. Gorgeous Jimmy Golden in the ring. Golden ripping away. And they've ripped the shirt off of Brad Armstrong. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Stud battling it out. There's C. Ronald West calling for the bell. But it's too late for that now. And they're after the mask of the Bullet. Soto comes charging into the ring. Wait a minute. Dropped from the outside by Jerry Stubbs, and they're outside the ring. It's the Stud and the Bullet battling it out now. They're still going after that mask. Boomer Lynch has just charged in the ring. He's down across the back of the Bullet. They're going for the mask. They're going for the mask. They're going for the mask. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's go to black. Let's go to black. Let's cut away. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I never should have called for that. I got so carried away. All right. Well, wait a minute. The Tennessee Stud making his way. The Tennessee Stud making his way here to the desk.
We did it, good son. Everybody starts. It's all finished. Everybody knows it's all over.
Well,
we got it.
I'm terribly sorry, gentlemen, but at the moment that happened, we seem to have had a technical problem.
What?
And I don't.
What are you talking about? Everybody's saying you got it on tape.
No, I'm sorry. We had a technical problem. We had to go to black.
What are you talking about? You have to go to black. This is not the first time you've done this, Gordon Sully. What are you talking about? You had to go back. Everybody see Bob Armstrong.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll be back. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll be right back. May I take just a moment? First of all, I want to toss it to Mike Jackson in the ring, but I just want to tell the Bullet that unless somebody here in the audience had a camera and got a shot of the Bullet when he was unmasked, then nobody still knows who he is, because unfortunately we had a technical problem and you were not seen on television.
Bullet, you heard it, the people heard it. Technical difficulty, nobody sees nothing.
Hallelujah! I told you before, somebody up there likes me, and I'm going to tell you something, Tennessee studs. All 5 of you got it, didn't you? It took 5, but now it's all erased with a big eraser because it don't count. Now I'm going to tell you something. I'm sick and tired of the whole darn stable jumping on me, Brad Armstrong, and the rest of the Armstrongs every time we turn our back. I want some changes made. I want the card changed. I want any of the stud stable or you stud in a loser league. I want one-on-one. Every donkey in the stable is going out of here. I don't care what it takes. You or any of your stable sign the loser league, and it's going to be bye-bye Tennessee stud and the whole stable of jackasses.
Gordon.
Well, all I can say is let me see what we can do. You know, matches have been set, matches have been established, but again, I want to apologize to everybody for the technical problem we had, which obviated the possibility of seeing exactly who the Bullet was. But nonetheless, all I can say is if these changes can be made, if these matches can be made, we will immediately proceed to do that just as quickly as possible. We'll be right back.
Boy, we found out what happened to the tape. You messed with the tape. You called for him not to show him. We had him there and had him dead to rights. We don't want any card changes. We ain't changing no card.
Let me have him. Let me have him, boss. I want him.
You want him loser?
I want him. I don't care.
You want him loser, Lee?
I want him.
All right, you got it. Boomer's gonna run you out of here, Bullet. You're gone, boy. As far as any other matches, I'm not putting my Continental title. Roberts is not defending against anyone. I'm defending against another Armstrong as long as I live, Rado. That's all we've got to say, Sully. It's your fault. This is your doing, Gordon Sully, that his face wasn't seen, and you're going to hear about it.
Well,
It's not the first time you did this, Gordon Sully. You messed me out of a bunch of money. Now look what you've done. You ignored these people the rights of seeing Bob Armstrong's face.
well, like I said, if anybody out here had a camera and caught the face of the Bullet, so be it. However, it was purely a technical problem here, and may I just say that there is another man who has something he'd like to say regarding the Bullet and others. I'm referring, of course, to the newest man to join the stable of the Tennessee stud. I'm referring, of course, to Mr. Wrestling number 2. So let's go and listen to these comments now from Mr. Wrestling number 2.
I want to take just a moment to talk to Mr. Wrestling, too. As you know, he has been one of my closest friends for a number of years, and I think economics have sort of forced a change in his attitude. But you didn't fare too well last week.
Well, that's very true. You know, it kind of upsets me that we got, or I got thrown out of this thing. You know, I don't really think that was right. Honestly, I don't. But nevertheless, what happens, happens. But, you know, I have gone around the world, as you well know, and I have taken off not one, but several masks off of people. And I intend to see this man called the Bullet. I think he's Bob Armstrong personally. I think he's got masquerading as a person that, Bob, are you ashamed of yourself all of a sudden? You have to hide your face if you lost your hair or what? Well, let me tell you something. You haven't seen the last of me, Bob. And that's not a threat, pal. That's a promise. You have not seen the last of this man right here, Mr. Wrestling 2.
The Southeastern Tag Team Champions are with me right now. Johnny Crash Rich and Tommy Wildfire Rich. Johnny, I don't know how to apologize to everybody, but nobody really got a chance to see who the Bullet was.
That's right. You know, that's a good thing. Nobody's seen, huh? Gordon, I'd just like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all you people for standing behind us. I know you knew that eventually we'd get these belts, and we finally got them. We're proud to be the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, and I can't think of nothing better, no better partner to have than old Wildfire Rich there.
You know, somebody say something about blood be thick on water, and hallelujah, we brought them home. You know, and you know, most of all, Gordon, you know, me being an old cornbread boy anyway, I want to thank all the people in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, all over the country, because if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have won these belts, and they're y'all's belts too.
Tell you what let's do right now. Let's take a look at Tommy and Johnny Rich winning the Southeastern Tag Team Championship. Let's take a look. Those of you here in the audience, take a look at the monitors, and we're going to look at our monitor right here, and guess what? That's going to be fun. All right, now, the match is underway, and obviously you guys were really geared up for this match.
Yes, sir, Gordon. You know, the Nightmares, you know, they always out there, and they work real good together as a team, and you know, a lot of folks say they ain't big fellas, but you know, it's according to the heart and the desire, and these two guys, it's where, you know, they don't go with the rules, but they both have the heart and the desire. It took Johnny and myself a long time to win these tag belts. We finally did it, and we want to thank all these people.
Tommy, you know, I just noticed something interesting in your comments just now. Even though they are obviously very much hated by you and Johnny, you still hold a tremendous amount of respect for them, for their capabilities.
Well, yes, sir, Gordon. I mean, all these people here seen them wrestle, and not taking nothing away from the guys. They're the Southeastern Tag Team Champions. Johnny and myself hold them now. But Nightmares, I mean, look, you can look at the match. It was wild last week, and it's going to be wilder every time we see you, because you coming after these now. Y'all chasing us. We got the belts, so bring it on, Jack. Bring it on.
Well, we might also mention, of course, the Rat Patrol is back together.
You know, and the greatest thing happened to me about the Rat Patrol, you know, it was Johnny, Scott, and Steve. You know, and General Patton had his crew. And they called me General Tommy Rich. I got Johnny, Scott, Steve. I mean, we invading all over the country is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, you got it well under control. And, of course, this match raged in and out of the squared circle here on Continental Championship Wrestling. As we said, of course, the Southeastern Tag Team Championship on the line. The referee was having his hands full, Johnny.
Yes, sir. You know, it was a drooling bout. You know, we went for a long time there. We've been after these belts for a long time. We've went through these guys. We've had every kind of match you can imagine. But the bottom line is, me and Tommy, we wanted these tag team belts. We wanted to represent the people from Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, wherever, because we believe that we are the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, and we're going to hold them just as long as we can.
Well, we don't want to forget our good friends in Pace, and we don't want to forget our good friends in Pensacola and all of the other areas of northern Florida.
Oh, no, sir, Gordon. Pensacola, Dothan, I mean, all the towns, the people are great. Birmingham, bar none. Birmingham, that's one heck of a town, too. And, you know, I just love the people. Right here, you can see these Nightmares. They never give up. They're steady on you. You know, you just got to be ready at all times. They giving up a little weight, but then, like I said, they got the heart and the desire, and they ain't going to give up. But we finally got the Southeastern Tag titles, and we plan on keeping them and representing all these people out here.
Right here, Johnny, there's no question about it. You're in trouble.
Yes, sir. they had me down here. I didn't know whether I was going to be able to keep going, but you know, when these people start chanting and clapping and holler Johnny or Tommy, it just gives us a little more incentive to keep on going. And I think that's what helped us win these belts, was them people out there just giving us that momentum to keep going and keep fighting and never give up, because that's one thing the riches don't do, is give up.
Well, it's obvious here, of course, that at this particular moment in time, the Nightmares felt very confident. They thought they had things going their way. They get you up and tried to go on that inverted pile driver, which they delivered very, very effectively. All right, there's the other Nightmare coming off the ropes.
Normally that would kill an average person, but there goes Tommy coming in and save the day.
And that, of course, is a critical time. And here, that one arm and part of the body over, the count of 3, it was all over. And the Southeastern Tag Team Championships traded right then and there from the Nightmares to the Riches.
You know, Gordon, Johnny and myself, we ain't never claimed to be no angels, especially when we go in that ring, because you got to fight fire with fire. All I got to say is we're proud to hold these titles and represent all the people out there. And thank you very much, and thank you, Lord.
All right.
Gordon, I'd just like to say this, that we are proud to hold these titles, and that we'll put them up anytime against anybody, because we will defend these. We won't be closet champions. We're champions, and we're gonna defend them.
Fair enough. And there's a bunch of people right out there right now that sure would like to.
There's Lucille, Gordon. I love you, Lucille.
Yeah. All right. Go say hello. There you have it, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions greeting their many, many fans here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Well, it's been quite an hour so far indeed. More great action coming up right after we pause. Right now to inform the Tennessee Stud, Mr. Golden, and the accompanying group here, that we have indeed made some rather drastic changes.
Oh, gosh! You can't go about just changing a card like that!
Oh, yes, we can. Continental Championship Wrestling has made these changes, and now, through the magic of video, let's take a look and a listen to the changes that we've made. NWA Wrestling tomorrow night in Pensacola, and of course a new card for Mobile, Alabama, Fort Whiting Armory on Friday night at 8 p.m. Regular prices prevail. In a loser leave town match, the Bullet against Boomer H. Lynch. Continental title, Brad Armstrong against Robert Fuller. 8-man challenge, Steve and Scott Armstrong, Tommy and Johnny Rich against Jimmy Golden, a mystery partner, and the Nightmares. Alabama title, Roberto Soto against Jerry Stubbs, plus 2 other matches. All right, so it's a loser leave.
That's all right. That's the only one of the new card I like. Yeah, that's all right. Boomer's gonna make sure Bullet is gone for good. You can bank on that. His career is over. Boomer's running him out of here. And if he's got to defend the Continental title, tell him, Robert. I'm defending against Brad Armstrong. Let me tell you, son, you're about the epitome of low class that you'll ever see. If you think your beach bum tail is ever going to wear this title, you can forget it, punk. I'll tear your head off first. You know something? I got a chance to get my hands on a couple of them Armstrong, Johnny Rich, Tommy Rich, all them punks.
The Rat Patrol.
The Rat Patrol, brother. We're going to find out who is the best patrol. You're looking at the patrol right here, boys. We're going to mop up the floor with them, and you ought to get you a pair of tights and get in there with them. Yeah. We'll take care of you too, mister. You got the black idea of going to black and cutting out videos when you feel like it and changing cards. This time, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work to anybody's good but ours. It's going to be bye-bye.
A special television match is for the Alabama heavyweight title. First of all, making his way to ringside, the champion. He weighs in at 227 pounds from Puerto Rico. Here is Roberto Soto, the Alabama heavyweight champion. And ladies and gentlemen, making his way to ringside, the #1 challenger. He weighs in at 231 pounds from Pensacola, calling himself Mr. Perfect. Here is Jerry Stubbs. Stubbs. Your special referee will be Ronnie West. 1 fall. Television time remaining. The title is on the line.
Well, Jerry Stubbs, resplendent in a new outfit here. New robe and a new hat. And, well, I'll defer any comment that I might have. Thank heavens we got things settled down a little bit now after everything that's happened in the last 20 or 30 minutes. Brother, you talk about some wild situations. We have seen them all on this hour of Continental Championship Wrestling. But like I said earlier, unless somebody has a camera, it's impossible to tell just exactly who the bullet was due to the situation and my impetuosity, for which I again apologize. And there you see Mr. Perfect wearing a tam and a robe, going up against a very, very practical individual in the form of Roberto Soto. Soto, an outstanding wrestler. There's the bell, the Alabama Championship on the line. Roberto Soto, the champion. One fall, television time remaining. Well, a bit of a derisive cheer coming up from the crowd as Mr. Stubbs removes that tam. You suddenly notice that he is a little bald of pate, if you will. But, brother, don't let that sell you short, because this man is tough. And it is Stubbs trying to charge in, and Soto deftly turned him awry. And again, Soto turns him to the side, and so Stubbs complaining about his hair being pulled. Oh, can you believe that? Ah. Well, what can we say? They lock up, side headlock now by Roberto Soto. Good chain moves by Soto. And it's Stubbs into the ring ropes. That forces the break. Stubbs in the reddish-orange trunks. Soto in the black trunks. A special hi to little Samantha Dance. Enjoyed the rather lengthy letter from Samantha Dance talking about the matches. Good counter by Roberto Soto as Stubbs back to the canvas. Stubbs again complaining, but to no avail to the referee. Referee C. Ronald West. A special hi to Karen and Marty in Decatur, Alabama. And all of the other good folks in Decatur. Certainly nice to hear Stubbs pounding away on Roberto Soto. Catches Roberto Soto with a headbutt. Nice to hear from the Petersons in Mobile, Alabama. And from the Johnsons in Montgomery. Stubbs in trouble. Say hi to all of our good friends, and particularly all of the folks of USN in Pensacola. Had a cousin of mine that was based in Pensacola for a long time. Naval fighter pilot Bob Tima, now making his home in Hawaii. Stubbs catches him. Hey, Roberto Soto fires back. Soto catches him again and again. Soto winds up, and that one came from the backyard. Soto, a southpaw. Stubbs wanting time, but there is no timeout. Soto looking very well indeed. Stubbs drops down, catches some headbutt to the midsection, double leg pickup. Try to utilize those ring ropes, and Soto powered away from it. Hard ripping right hand, snap mare by Jerry Stubbs. Double rear chin lock now by Jerry Stubbs on Roberto Soto. Soto, the Alabama heavyweight champion. Well, that's something. The Rat Patrol back together. Soto, series of rights to the midsection, a roundhouse left. Irish whip. Caught him coming in, drives him back into the ropes. Stubbs rips across the eyes, catches him with a hard right hand. Soto got him, beautiful flying head scissors. Soto moves, oh! Missed with that head scissors. Stubbs got the pinfall. Stubbs got the pinfall, and that means that he is indeed the new Alabama heavyweight wrestling champion. Jerry Stubbs, Mr. Perfect, capitalizing on a mistake by Roberto Soto when he missed that second head scissors. Let's take a look at it in slow motion once again, right after we hear from our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time of the fall and the match, 6 minutes and 31 seconds. The new Alabama champion, Mr. Perfect, Jerry Stubbs.
Let's take a look once again as Roberto Soto goes up for that second flying head scissors. Stubbs ducks away. Soto catches that top turnbuckle, falls back to the canvas, stunned. Stubbs has enough time to score the pinfall. Thusly, he becomes the new Alabama heavyweight champion. That action as the Bullet was wrestling against the Tennessee Stud when suddenly, of course, you saw all of the action, everything that was happening. Suddenly, the Bullet was unmasked. However, I inadvertently said, let's go to black. I thought things had reached a point of conclusion. And so, consequently, we didn't get a chance to see who the Bullet, in fact, actually was. However, and I don't know if anybody got any pictures here in the auditorium or not. But I must say that, once again, the changes that you heard in all of the cards are effective. Those changes are absolutely effective and will take place as you heard me say them. So all of those matches will take place in all of the communities that we're talking about. I know, too, that the president of the NWA, Mr. Bob Geigel, will not let this situation with Ric Flair go unnoticed. And so, consequently, the Bullet will indeed get his opportunity to meet the world heavyweight champion. Now, next week, we'll be seeing the Bullet, Jimmy Golden. We'll be seeing Tom Pritchard going after Tim Horner for the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship.